so excited to have been chosen to speak with you today and to share our expertise on the three keys to discovering your unique service proposition. When my wife and business partner gave me the news that we were selected for this opportunity, it made me remember why I chose her to be on my team. What I love the most about Chantel is that she isn't not just a CEO of the Legacy Project, but her formal training in being a publicist has allowed her to use her skill to spread the message of possibility throughout the world. Now, she's not a CEO in the traditional sense, but she's a chief optimistic officer. She inspires the team to play full out.
And Wally, you're sweet, but it wouldn't be fair if I did not share with them the reason why I love you so much as my husband and my partner is because of your commitment to have us always stay on the journey of personal and professional development so that we can be all who God created us to be. 3 years ago, I met Mwale on his first trip to America, and within 24 hours of our conversation, we made the relationship official. Yes, my friends, he is a closer. And without even knowing where Trinidad was on the map, I told him, I'll follow you wherever you go. Little did I know that Mwale was more than just a hopeless romantic, but he was actually one of the youngest in his country to serve at the top of his country's government. Wow, incredible. So who knew that from that day we would be joined together to have a destiny of purpose? So if you're anything like us, when we were just starting out in business, you've had your fair share of feast and famine. 1 month, clients are rolling in like water. The stream is so strong you can hardly contain it. The next month, you're lucky if you convert even one person to join your business or take advantage of your products or services. Instead of your pipe bursting to capacity with water, you hope that maybe a drip of water in the form of an automatic subscription payment from your client comes through just in time before your business dries up from dehydration. That, my friend, is what we call the feast and famine cycle.
Now, the truth is that we've all been there before. I remember when we had just opened our company. At that time, it was called Laptop Lifestyle. We were on a mission to help millions of people leave their 9-to-5, escape the cubicle, and trade in their safety net for a life of faith. It was all about living the laptop lifestyle, having the freedom to live and to play anywhere in the world and still be financially free. We were on our way to start a revolution. An epic movement filled with millions of people who were passionate about taking life by the horns and riding it out all the way to the bank.
Boy, were we idealists. We didn't account for the 5 people that did actually sign up for our business and did believe in our vision and who were daring enough to follow us were fellow broke 20-somethings just looking for the next money scheme to help them pay off their student loans. We let the initial $50 sign-up fee that our clients paid to be a part of the movement blind us into thinking that we had a sustainable business. Those PayPal alerts got us excited as with every email alert we fantasized to ourselves, ding, this can help pay the cell phone bill this month. Ding, oh yeah, I can fill up the tank. And ding, no more ramen noodles for dinner. It's sushi tonight, baby. But just as fast as our movement came, it went. And there were tears of hope swelling in our eyes, our throats full of stale air as we swallowed up our pride and admitted to ourselves and each other that this business just wasn't working out. What we now know is that the business didn't fail because we didn't try hard enough.
No.
In fact, we had many sleepless nights planning and strategizing how to get people to sign up. We failed because we didn't have the right mix of ingredients to build a sustainable business.
Oh, that's so true. If you've ever made bread before, you know there are 4 key ingredients that you need in order to make the bread be a meal and not a mess. What are those essential ingredients that you need? Whether you're making pumpernickel, rye, wheat, or white, you guessed it. Number 1, flour, water, oil, and yeast. And if any of these elements are missing, likely it will be a non-edible, hard, rocky bread.
That's right. And experiencing failure in business feels a lot like eating a hard piece of bread. In order for you to digest it, you have to get through that hard layer on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's the public shame that often comes from everyone knowing that, oh, Jessica tried to start another business and she failed again.
Mm-hmm.
Or didn't Jonathan post on his Facebook page last week that he's selling a product? I saw his page today and now he's into some pyramid scheme. And, once you crunch down on that hard outer shell of the bread, you have to chew it up. You have to chew up the doubt, the fear, the shame that comes from dashed hopes and dreams about your success. And once that's chewed up, what do you do next? You swallow. You see, swallowing is the act of accepting defeat. Some of us use the swallow, though, to satisfy our bellies and make us content with the failures. So much so that we're glad that, the experience didn't kill us and that the toughness is over. We make a silent vow to ourselves that we won't go so hard again out of fear of meeting the same end. And then there are some of us who are satisfied from the swallow, but not in a way that leaves us full of fear, doubt, and defeat. Mm-hmm. Instead, we use it as fuel to recharge and reunite us for the journey ahead.
Wow. The truth is that at some point as entrepreneurs, we'll all be making bread. The question you must ask yourself is, do I have the right ingredients to make a winning loaf of bread? Well, my friends, as you listen to this entire talk, we are going to share with you how to transform your pain into purpose in order to make a profit. We call it the Triple P formula. By applying this formula, you will learn the keys to discover your unique service proposition so that 1, your brand stands out from the competition, and 2, you learn to sell without selling, and your ideal client will always choose you. Yes, we know that's a promise, a big promise, and we know that we can deliver because after all, we're Marley and Shanta, the founders of the Legacy Project. So you can tell from our name that we have a commitment to give you information that won't just give you temporary success, but will be a foundation to help you craft a powerful legacy for your business.
That's right.
Over the next few minutes, we'll treat you like one of our leaders of legacy, our clients who comes to us with a yearning to take their business to the next level, but just won't stay there. Just like we sat down with them and gave them the game-changing strategies, we will do the same for you with our transformational message.
That's so true, Imwale. I remember when Molly first came to us, she had a burning desire to transform the lives of thousands of women and girls. She had some experience speaking at small meetings at her daughter's school every now and then, but nothing predictable, She was caught between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, she knew that she wanted to speak on stages, and she knew that she was called and was ready to walk in her calling, but she didn't know how to do it in a sustainable way. And that's no different from you. Maybe you have tried a couple of things in your business to connect with your ideal client and have had some success here and there. Maybe you've even sold 1 or 2 of your top coaching packages, but never got that lifestyle-changing income that will allow you to work in your passion full-time. Molly was just like you 2 years ago, but today, because she decided to listen and implement the 3 keys that we're going to share with you, today she discovered her unique service proposition, and now Molly gets paid thousands of dollars giving speeches all around the globe. She launched a digital course and even authored an international best-selling book. This is all in a matter of 2 years, mind you. Now, this success story is of a suburban soccer mom turned entrepreneur. Molly said to us in our last coaching call, "Who would have thought I would be sharing the same stage of my mentor, standing on my story and walking in my unique power?"
Wow, guys, take that all in. This could be your story too. Or maybe you're like Maurice, an aspiring life coach working full-time in the transportation logistics industry, a former basketball player trying to figure out how to get his message out there, but he just doesn't know how to start or where. Or you're like Julia, for years stored up her sermon notes in that old laptop, praying for a chance to turn her message into a movement, trying to learn how to navigate her professional experience as an IT expert for over 20 years, while marrying her calling for character-based leadership. Her biggest question was how to marry these experiences in a unified message. She discovered that answer by remaining a faithful student of the Legacy Project, which has allowed her to share stages with John Maxwell as he teaches leadership. So, whether you're just starting out as a speaker, or you're starting out as a coach, or selling a product or service, using our Triple P formula, purpose, pain, and profit, will help you discover your unique service proposition. Are you ready? We certainly are. Let's get right into it.
Have you ever noticed how some coaches just seem to have the Midas touch? Everything they touch turns to gold. Whether they are launching a new product or program online, you'll see them shortly after celebrating how many people signed up for the offer. You think to yourself, wow, was that just so simple, that tutorial that they offered? I could have done something like that or found it on YouTube. How many sales did they make and how much money? Let's be honest, we've all been there before. Admiring the success of others from a distance, but secretly wondering why that same money bug didn't bite us as well. Moreover, I know what I can offer is uniquely and competitively different than what they offer. So why are my clients aren't choosing me? I'll tell you why. The secret sauce to their success is owning their pain. These marketing gurus use the power of storytelling to make their customers like, know, and trust them. One of the reasons Mwale and I are so committed to helping coaches and speakers excel in their business is because we remember a time when all we wanted was an opportunity. We would spend hours cold calling colleges and universities to pitch ourselves for their events. If we didn't hear, not at this time, we heard, send us an email and we'll get back to you. It wasn't long before disappointment and defeat set in. As we sunk down in our office chairs, feeling the weight of our calling pushing down on us like a ton of bricks. I would sit in that chair for hours trying to build up enough courage to go at it again. Then I remembered a lesson my mentor told me years ago. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We failed to book speaking engagements because we were pitching our knowledge, but not our why. Yes, the universities appreciated us having bachelor's and master's degrees, but they weren't impressed. There were plenty other speakers who had the same thing or even less qualifications. You know, what transformed their minds and why I'm able to speak and get paid all over the world is when I told them that despite being an international best-selling author, a college professor, and someone who has traveled to over 11 countries by the age of 21, there was a time when merely surviving was considered a success. Growing up in Baltimore and having a father addicted to drugs, I knew that education was my ticket to freedom. I was one of the first in my family to attend college and the only one to obtain a master's degree. You see, the transparency that I shared about my pain made them appreciate my expertise even more. People don't know, they don't care how much you know, but they care and they want to know how much you care.
So to discover what painful experiences in your life that you can use to accelerate your business, ask yourself the following questions. What's something painful that has happened to me that I don't mind sharing to the world? Or what major life lessons have I learned from these experiences? Or why does this experience cause me to be so passionate about my product or service or the services that I offer in my business? When you're recalling these pain points, sometimes your stories may be hidden in moments and not just incidences. And it's through the twist and turning of this very interesting experience, begin to catalog The accidents, the witness, the dreaded phone call you received, the moment you saw that eviction notice on your door, the moment the doctor called you in to talk about your lab results, the foreclosure notice. All these details are important. All these moments, take them in. Don't tell me, but show me. Every second, every millisecond, invite me to sit next to you during your doctor's appointment. Describe the scene, the taste, the sound, the color, the sound, the mood. People want to know you, your journey, your scars, because your ugly scars become a mirror. And your ideal client can see themselves, self-select and choose you every day because you embrace your pain and chose to get up.
Now, that was awesome. So I want you to remember that.
Ooh.
And remember that the next P in our triple P formula is all about up-leveling that. It's converting your pain into purpose. So ask yourself 3 reasons why you are in the business that you're in. You should be able to communicate your purpose or your why in such a way that it makes your consumer, your client, cry. Think about the last time you bought a vitamin or dietary supplement. Chances are you saw a before and after picture of the person promoting the product. And it was so emotionally riveting for you that it caused you to press that buy button on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you thought about how you would be perceived by the opposite sex or how nice you look in those jeans without the extra pounds. You see, you have to paint such a vivid picture for your audience about why you believe in your product and why they should too, that they will choose you every single time.
That's right. So when discussing your purpose, also use this as an opportunity to pull out the lessons from your story and ask yourself the following questions. What was life like for my clients before they purchased my product or service? And how are their lives different now? Why am I so committed to helping new clients receive the same benefits? Your central call is defined and answered through your problem-solving journey and understanding the desire you create. Most businesses are able to answer one or either, relieve the pain or the desire that they create. However, purpose-based businesses are focused on a transformational message and desire to do something revolutionary in the marketplace. They answer both pain relief questions and create desire all at the same time. One of our business mottos is, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. This may sound very linear and crass to some, however, think about it this way. When you provide value without even thinking what's the bottom line, but you're focused on transforming lives, naturally and organically, clients will offer to pay for something you have not yet even commercialized or even systematized. Once there is value, there is a value transfer, which only comes from a purpose-driven life, then your clients will reciprocate, hence completing the interaction of a value exchange. Money is the business and lifeblood of your organization, but is also a byproduct of value. That leads us to the P, called profit. Combine your pain, your purpose, and every time you'll make a profit. Every product, every service that you have designed in such a way that it always leads to people wanting more of you.
That's right.
And will lay a profitable foundation for your book. A book is the opportunity to sell without selling. It's the outlet to tell your story, to share your expertise, to give tons of value at a low cost. And through this strategy, once correctly executed, your people will choose you, and your competition, you will be set away from the rest.
So we hope that you've enjoyed learning from our presentation today, and that you got a lot of value out of this. And that you use these strategies to discover your unique service proposition,
Yes.
To generate that income. But you must first transform your pain into purpose and then into profit. So let us lay the proper foundation for you and connect you with your audience by helping you write an international best-selling book like we've helped so many other people do.
That's right, Chantal. I've never forgot being in that cold, wet basement in Canada after being homeless for so many weeks, asking myself, how did I end up here? I worked hard, I was a good student. Things don't just happen to people like me. Boy, was I wrong. No matter how sorry I felt for myself, things just didn't change until I made a change. I learned from one of my coaches, Lisa Nichols, that action is the antidote to despair. And for me, whenever life brings challenges, your focus is after sitting still, is to keep on moving. These moments create energies of hopefulness, and hope ignites an imagination and great possibilities. I thank God I found my prescription. In 30 days, I poured my pain into those pages of my book, which became an international bestseller. The dripping pipes and the cold basement provided a rhythm of determination. Each drops were like tears which exposed not just my brokenness, but provided fertile soil to construct a purposeful destiny. So our partnership is to offer to you a program called Partnership Publishing. It's designed maybe for those of you who've been pregnant for 5, 10, 20 years, and this weight of this story, as Maya Angelou says it best, there's no greater agony than bearing an untold story that's on the inside of you. We're looking for, not looking for everyone, but we're looking for those who desire to leave a legacy, and the urgency of sharing their stories now. This is a calling to service. And I know you're listening to this presentation because you've healed from your pain. You have a purpose and you're ready to profit. Just like Dorian did. He came to us with a great passion to help people, to help young people, but not the slightest clue how to turn and transform his PhD knowledge into relatable information to inner city youth. Now he's a best-selling author of the book called Physics and Basketball, speaking all over the world, even honored by Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors for the work that he has done.
In as little as 90 days, you too can be an international best-selling author. With our expert team, we develop a full manuscript, design the interior and exterior of your book. We take you through 4 stages of editing to process and transform your idea into reality.
And if you don't want to write, you can simply record your book and we'll write it for you. We charge you to lock arms with us so that we can help you launch your message with speed and excellence. Lock arms even with someone who can help you. And as your partners in prosperity and possibility, we call the champion that's inside of you forth. It's time to arise and shine. Let your light shine to inspire so many people who deserve to hear your story. So go to partnerandpublish.com and apply to start living your legacy and not leaving a legacy.
I'm Chantel.
And I'm Mwale.
And remember, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Take care, guys.